Hello friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Poonam Dua and today with me you are going to cover a very popular war poetry Strange Meeting. Strange Meeting is a very famous war poetry written by the popular war poet Wilfred Owen. Wilfred Owen is quite known for his style of condemning and criticizing wars and its impacts. Let us see what he has to say in this poetry. Let us proceed to the video now. Let us get acquainted with this writer first, and in this video we will come to know about some other war poets as well. So that in case you get to write something about war poets, you should have some additional stuff to mention. This person, Wilfred Owen, born 1893 and died 1918 in early age, an English poet and soldier, one of the leading poets of the First World War. One more very famous war poet, Siegfried Sassoon and Wilfred Owen, इनकी तो बात हम कर ही रहे हैं. Look at the lifespan. He lived a very short life, and this person actually outlived and gave us many further poetries related to wars. This person, Wilfred Owen, was diagnosed as suffering from shell shock. Shell shock is called when a person sees in front of their eyes some major blast और उसके बाद उन्हें एक शॉक फील होता है थ्रू आउट देयर लाइफ और उसके ट्रीटमेंट के लिए दे हैव टू गो टू सम साइकेट्रिस्ट और सम काइंड ऑफ काउंसलिंग इज needed. He was sent to Cape Lockhart War Hospital in Edinburgh for treatment, where he met Siegfried Sassoon. And his encounter, this meeting with this fellow poet, actually transformed his life very dramatically, as his influence, his impact is quite apparent, quite clear on Owen's life and poetry. These are the major war poets. 1887 to 1967 was the lifespan of Sassoon. Then Rupert Brooke, Wilfred Owen and Edmund Blunden. अगर आपको war poetries के बारे में कुछ लिखना है तो do not forget these four names at least. Strange Meeting is a poetry which shows the condition, psychological condition of the soldiers who fought in a war, but both of these poets who meet are dead now. कोई supernatural poetry नहीं है, कोई ghost से related poetry नहीं है, just shows the psychology of the soldiers. एक दूसरे को मारने के बाद soldiers को आखिर कैसा लगता होगा, जो कि real personal enemies नहीं हैं एक दूसरे के. So Strange Meeting is a poem about reunion. Two soldiers meet up in an imaginary, illusory hell or any place after death, and the first having killed the second one. एक ने दूसरे को मारा है. और उनके जो इमोशनल डायलॉग्स हैं, द मूविंग डायलॉग्स, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट टचिंग इन मॉडर्न वॉर पोएट्री. वॉर को किस तरीके से इनडायरेक्टली कंडेम करते हैं, क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं. And Wilfred Owen was the person who fought and died in World War I, being fatally wounded just before the World War ended. इस पोएट्री पर कोई डेट नहीं है. We do not come to know कि when actually Wilfred Owen composed this poetry, but it was probably written in the last months of the life of the poet. He was killed on November 4, 1918, a week before the end of the First World War, and it was published in 1919. Not a very long poetry, but the last few lines are quite famous. I'm the enemy you killed, my friend. I knew you in the dark. For so you frowned yesterday. Through me, as you jabbed and killed, I parried, but my hands were loath and cold. Let us sleep now. I'm the enemy you killed, my friend. इस लाइन में ही देखिए कितना पैराडॉक्स है. एनिमी और फ्रेंड और किलिंग, ये तीनों चीजें एक साथ यूज की जा रही हैं. Let us see what the poetry shows. Actually, poetry का basic मतलब क्या है. हमारे जो poet है वो imagine करते हैं that he has wandered away from the battleground into a dark kind of tunnel where the sleepers are clustered together. तो पोएट इमेजिन करते हैं कि एक टनल में है, वहां पर आसपास बहुत सारे सोल्जर्स सोए हुए हैं. ऑफ कोर्स आफ्टर डेथ सीन है ये. As the poet examines from examines them thoroughly, one of the dead men gets up. उनमें से एक dead person उठता है and looks at him with eyes full of compassion, disappointment, grief. And he smiles, and by that smile the poet comes to know कि हम लोग most probably किसी after death situation में हैं. The face of the man looks painful, of course, though he has actually no cause for suffering, for he is far away from the battlefield. Battlefield से तो बहुत दूर है ये सब. The only place where the man suffers is battlefield according to the soldiers. The stranger replies that there is no cause for mourning here. यहाँ पर तो शोक मनाने का कोई reason नहीं है, except that here he has nothing to hope for. लेकिन यहाँ पर किसी चीज की hope भी नहीं है. ना ही दुख मनाने का कोई कारण है, ना ही खुशी मनाने का किसी तरीके की उम्मीद रखने का कोई कारण है. लाइफ तो खत्म हो चुकी है. In his lifetime, he loved beauty and hoped like other men, and what grieves him is the fact that his premature death has deprived the world of the joy that he might have been given. तो उस सोल्जर के मन में बस ये दुख है कि जल्दी डेथ हो गई मेरी. मैं तो ब्यूटी को, नेचर को, इस दुनिया को, लाइफ को बहुत पसंद करता था. नाउ आई विल बी डिप्राइव्ड ऑफ एवरीथिंग. अब मैं हर चीज से वंचित रह जाऊंगा. Let us see these beautiful lines which make the poetry very meaningful. I am the enemy you killed, my friend. After death तो सब equal हैं, and even when they were fighting they were not the enemies of each other. कोई personal enmity तो नहीं थी किसी के बीच में. They were just fighting in the name of politics, in the name of nation. नुकसान किसका हुआ? उन politicians का नहीं, इन soldiers का. I knew you in the dark, for so you frowned yesterday. Through me as you jabbed and killed, I parried, but my hands were loath and cold. Let us sleep now. तो शायद अब हमें थोड़ी सी शांति मिल जाए. जब तक हम लोग in the name of nation एक दूसरे के enemy थे, तब तक हमने एक दूसरे को मारा. Now most probably we are friends. A time will come when men will learn through bloodshed the falsity of the war ideals. Maybe this is the theme of this poetry. And then he tells the poet that he is the enemy whom the latter jabbed and killed yesterday on the battlefield. युद्ध के मैदान पर. Let us see what is the theme, basic. The theme of the war, the horror and brutality, the cruelty of the pity of war. किस तरीके से वॉर सिर्फ ब्रूटल होती है. नो विक्टोरियस साइड इज इवन विक्टोरियस. दोनों साइड्स के लॉस होते हैं, चाहे वो डिफीटेड साइड हो, चाहे वो सो कॉल्ड विक्टोरियस साइड हो. So two soldiers talk on the theme of war, the horror and brutality and the pity of war. At the end of the meeting, the stranger reveals his identity. The central theme of strange meeting is the futility and horror of modern war. कुछ नहीं रखा है इन वॉर्स में, बिल्कुल फ्यूटाइल हैं वॉर्स. देयर इज नो bravery, no honor, which the traditional poets found in war. Instead, there is only suffering and death. Poets generally बहुत honor associate करते हैं with any soldier who dies for the country, but the soldiers say ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. There is only suffering, there is only death. So in the end, I'll say the poem forcefully delivers the argument that war is futile. War बिल्कुल fruitless होती है. One need not be a scholar to understand that. कोई इतनी बड़ी rocket science नहीं है कि हमें बहुत पढ़ाई करनी पड़े, बहुत intelligent होना पड़े, सिर्फ इतनी छोटी सी बात समझने के लिए कि wars जो हैं वो दोनों ही साइड्स के लिए बहुत ही ज़्यादा डिस्ट्रक्टिव होती हैं. दोनों साइड्स पर सोल्जर्स मारे जाते हैं, दोनों साइड्स पर प्रॉपर्टी का लॉस होता है, इमोशंस का लॉस होता है, पर्सन्स का लॉस होता है. लेकिन पॉलिटिशियंस का पर्सनली कोई लॉस नहीं होता. इसी वजह से शायद वॉर्स चलती आई हैं और चलती भी रहेंगी, बट इट इज़ क्वाइट ईजी टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट वॉर इज फ्यूटाइल. I end this video with this very beautiful moving quote by this writer and soldier. He used to say कि मैं poet नहीं हूँ, I am not a poet. My subject is war. वो अपने subject को कहते थे कि वो war के लिए लिखते हैं, वो poetry के लिए नहीं लिखते, poet बनने के लिए नहीं लिखते. My subject is war and the pity of war, and the poetry is in the pity. Poetry is not in the fact that I want to be the writer. Poetry is in the fact that I want to condemn war. This is a very beautiful quote by Wilfred Owen, and please do provide your valuable feedback about this video in comments. So this was the gist of this poetry. You may join the classes to cover all the topics in detail. Can click the link in description to get connected to us for admission purpose. Thanks a lot for watching. Best of luck for exams, and please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel and give your valuable feedbacks in the form of comments.